Hello guys. I hope everybody's really doing well. Welcome to this live stream, and it's 27th of March. We are almost coming to a month end, and I'm feeling better. Thank you for your wishes. And also today is 6th of Ramadan. So far, the 6 days have went good, and the atmosphere was really pleasant here in Dubai. Uh, well, I think today we're going to discuss how our the today live stream is most likely go. The first thing we're going to discuss will be the hard term time frame move, hard term time frame expectations from Bitcoin, as well as from the overall crypto market cap. And then from hard term time frame we're going to deep go down towards the lower term time frame. First of all, we're just going to go to the hard term time frame, guys. So now let's, before we further wasting our time, let's go to the chart. Well, if you see here, let's go to the daily chart first of all. I think I've already discussed much about how I'm expecting the BTC move going forward for, I think what I see so far is the move here was clean ABC, and then you have a bear flag, another B, and then this was the move that you had. So this was a one leg that we already had. Now this is just one leg, okay? Remember, meaning that this whole move was just one big move. Now to have the move on the downside, once you finish a move on the downside, you need a partner leg. You need some sort of a retracements. So what sort of retracement did we got? I'm just going to change the color of my line. This is the partner leg that we are getting here. So that is the partner leg. I'm just going to change the color from white to orange maybe. So that is our partner leg. And once you get this partner leg, what you want is another three-wave sharp move down on the BTC, guys. That's exactly what you want, practically, so as to be totally bottom on the hard term time frame, and then for this bear market. Basically, this is the whole scenario one that we have, and that is the bear scenario that we have here, guys. So this is the scenario one, and this perfectly fits and aligns with our thought process for the bear market for the crypto market, as well as the scenario that we have for ETH on the hard term time frame. Remember, for ETH we also looking for on the hard term time frame. If you just watch ETH, what we are expecting is some sort of a ABC correction, meaning ETH also has a very similar 1, 2 and 3. It already had the first leg on the downside. Now this can be the bottom as well for ETH, let me tell you, because this is the perfect ABC. However, as BTC did irregular expanded flat, I can say for sure that the bottom is not in. Why? Because if BTC wouldn't have swept the lows, then they would have to assume that the bottom is in for everything, and we are in the bull run right now. So initiation of the bull run. However, that thought process I have to keep it aside. Why? Because BTC swept the lows, irregular flat. Normally in a scenario when asset is bottom, it never does irregular flat. It always plays like a bullish impulsive move on towards upside. So we did saw such sort of a move from ETH, but that was ABC, another move here. And what we can see for sure, what I can see for sure for ETH is a very similar kind of a move. I would like to see a retest of $2,400 at some point of time for ETH. And from those levels, we can anticipate ETH to literally go towards my biggest buy zone around 500 to 600 bucks. That is exactly what I'm eyeing for the next bull run. Because imagine, ETH top was mostly around 4,870 to 4,880. Now, even if let's say Ethereum bottom around 9,886, it don't make sense, because if you really want to do 20x from your bottom, sorry, excuse me, 20x from the bottom, it needs to literally go down towards $400 to $500, because that is exactly where the big shakeout happens. Right now, I don't see any sort of a big shakeout so far. So that big shakeout is definitely is coming. The only question is when. In my view, it's coming in 2023. 2023 is going to be one in a lifetime opportunity to invest, to buy in crypto. I'm just repeating, guys, once in a lifetime opportunity. BTC under $20,000 is just going to be like a dream when you're going to discuss about Bitcoin in 2026, 2028. That 20,000 is going to be the new 60K levels, which means that you're just going to keep on praying that when are we going to get 60K? I want to accumulate more. I want to buy more. But that 60K level won't come, the way we wanted it to. So practically, guys, that's what I'm telling you. Anything under 20K, in my view, even I would say anything under 18K is the best buy zone for BTC. You just need to accumulate the spots. And when you see that BTC is dumping towards 10,000 or maybe even 11,800, let's say you have bought spot at 16,800, the one I have bought 25% of my spot bags. I timely manner, I used to post it. I'm buying. Say it's 16,800. I'm still holding, guys, and I'm just going to keep on holding it. Even if it wants to go to 10,800, I don't care, because I am going to sell that BTC bag around $453,000 to $511,000. Somewhere in between, I'm going to sell. And I can give you in writing, I will sell in those price. Because in next year or two, I'm seeing BTC is going to those levels, inshallah. So practically, those are my bull run target. I have a thesis behind it. I have a theory behind it. And I have, fibs. And trust me, fibs never lie. They won't lie, actually. Okay. So the last decade that we had for Bitcoin was just its primary cycle 1. And that decade was only and only for adoption of the new technology. Right now, what we are looking for this decade is most likely going to be not only adoption, but, acceptance of, the currency by government, and you can say bankers, and as a means of an alternative, alternative to gold. So that is what I think acceptance is very, very important. Adoption is happening. There are retailers, they have adopted, you can buy, you can sell it, but the main important thing is acceptance by the government. That is very, very important. So this decade, we are going to observe and monitor those kind of things. Once the CBDC kicks in, and which is going to happen in 2023, that is going to create a big dump in the market. Why? Because the Fed are going to literally declare that USDT and USDC are, useless. Convert everything to BTC. And what is going to happen? Everybody is going to start dumping their USDT and USDC and start buying BTC. But what is alternatively going to happen is, as the USDC and USD markets are going to collapse, people won't be having that sufficient money to buy BTC, which means that the price are going to literally start, in a panic mode. It's just going to start dumping. That's exactly how I am imagining that, we're going to get our final dip most likely. Or else it's going to be the start of the new bull run once the CBDC is introduced. Remember, once you see the news that CBDC is coming in the few months or few days, you have any days set for the CBDC, write it down. That would be the date for the start of a new bull run for crypto market. That's exactly where the shift of hands are going to happen. How it has happened? The earlier bull run 2017, 2018, retailers pumped the market. The bear market, 2018 bear market, retailers shift their hands to institutions. Michael Saylor, a lot of corporations and a lot of other institutions came into the market and start buying Bitcoin. It pumped to almost 60 plus, 65K plus. you know. And what happened now, the institutions have started in this bear market, they almost major of the institutions got wrecked, liquidated, bankrupt, or F in the process of filing bankrupt. So practically it's a cascading effect, except Michael Saylor is saved so far. However, what you want to see is the next bull run is going to be bigger than what you think, because the next bull run is going to lead by not retailers, not institution, is going to be the bankers and the government. So they are going to lead the market, and they're going to keep hold on the crypto market, meaning that you won't see any blow off top, you won't see any sort of a big retracement moves, because those governments and bankers are going to control the Bitcoin market going forward, guys. And this is the fact. So prepare yourself, have your mindset. This is the fact. It's coming. It's going to happen. And you just need to accept it. It's coming, okay? So you need to prepare yourself. And that's what exactly I would like to tell each and every one of you. Don't keep all your money in USDT, nor USDC, or nor BUSD. Always put your money in, I would say 60% USD and 40% in USDT. So that is exactly how you will be able to manage your risk. At least you won't go bankrupt in a single dump of USDT that is coming. So that's the reason I'm just going to hold my 25% Bitcoin. Even if I have made almost close to 70-80% gains, I'm just going to keep it riding, because my final target is $500K. That is what my target is. 453 to 511K, somewhere in between is going to be the top for the next bull run. Even if it goes to 10,000 from here, that is my Wall Street group team knows my plan, how we are going to capitalize on this opportunity. We have the spots, we're going to transfer it to the coin margin contracts, and we're going to play the coin margin contracts by building long positions slowly and gradually for the next bull run, guys. So I think you should just play smart. And let me tell you guys, spread the word. Just don't put all your eggs in USDT, nor USDC, nor BUSD. Especially avoid BUSD, because anytime there can be some news that BUSD is closed or whatever, I don't know, liquidated. But BUSD is something you should literally avoid. USDC and USDT is good, but not all money you should keep it, because once CBDC comes, this shit is going to blow. So now, if you look at ETH, I have the same plan for ETH. For BTC on the hard time frame, this is the scenario that we have, the bear case scenario that you saw in front of your screen. Now, what all other scenarios can we have? The other scenarios we can have is, that the move on the BTC that we are watching is some sort of a W, X, Y, X, and Z. That is an alternative view. That is alternative view for BTC. And the bullish case for BTC is going to be once it flips the 2022 equilibrium, which is around 31,744. Once it flips these levels, guys, then I flips. You don't want a wick above those levels. You want a flip. There is a big difference between a wick and a flip. A flip means you need the price to get acceptance on the daily above 31,744 on Bybit, Coinbase, as well as CME. So you need that sort of a acceptance, and you need two consecutive candle close above 31,744 for a strong and concrete confirmation that the price is getting accepted, and the next dip are for buying, because then the range will be established. Then would mean that from 2022 equilibrium we are traveling towards the 2022 highs of 48,185. So practically this is how we are going to play the range game, range bound game. So right now our levels are 31,744. Now remember today in the Discord when I mentioned that BTC 27,700 is one of the biggest levels on the daily, which you need to keep your eyes on. Lose 27,700 on the daily and this shit is going to die. We're going to literally dump towards 24.2. And what all those levels are coming from? Well, we're going to discuss it for sure. But right now, we are watching what we are watching is the Hartem time frame. I've already mentioned the two bear case scenario. I will also let's have a discussion on the bull case scenario. The bull case scenario is this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's your wave 1. The move down was wave A. This is irregular flat B. We're going to go towards the March opens towards 22,085, forming some sort of a irregular flat, something like this. Can even go to February lows, somewhere around 21,274. So this is going to be, and we're going to have a similar kind of a pump up towards, 1:1 extension for something or somewhere close to around $40,000 levels. That's exactly how this move is going to happen then. So that would be very, very bullish, very bullish. So so that's the reason, I would just say, don't make up your mind with one number. Don't say it's 25K, it's 17K. I took, poll on Twitter. What comes first, 25K, 30K, or 17K? You won't believe 20% of people mention 17K. I mean, they don't think much actually. They just have the numbers in the mind. They want 17K so badly. Why? Because they have missed this whole pump. That's why. So this clearly shows how people are literally waiting for the 17K to come. Remember, this is the scenario nobody's talking about. This is very likely. The March open retest can even go to February open, February lows. And from there, we can literally start pumping back up towards $38,000. And that's exactly where these are the next levels where I would like to build our next long positions for BTC with a very tight stop loss. I would like to be wrong on this one, but this makes sense because this scenario is valid. So we would like to build a long positions at those levels, just in case if it plays out. We're going to don't want to miss this pump towards $37,000 to $40,000 levels. So this is the bullish case that we have. Okay, you got two bear case scenario, and now you have the bull case scenario. So that's what we have for BTC. Now let's discuss as to what the levels. So I'm just going to minimize or hide the harmonic pattern, and let's talk about the Ichimoku. So the Ichimoku cloud, as you can see here on the daily, you have a very nice Ichimoku cloud. Now, first of all, can someone explain to me, or how many of you guys know what exactly is the Ichimoku and how to use the Ichimoku? What are the functions of Ichimoku? Are you guys aware of this technical indicator? Are you guys, is any one of you guys playing with this indicator? Have you ever thought about it or give a thought as to what this indicator is all about and how it is going to resolve your purpose? Anybody who knows? How many of you know about it and how many of you don't know about it, so that I can start accordingly? If majority of don't know about it, I can literally give some basics, and then we can look for how to play or how to use Ichimoku in as a confluence, to as a to use as a confluence for your trade. Guys, no idea, hearing it first time, no problem, no problem. Almost close to 150 members on the live. I would request everyone to please I want even 100 answers so that I can know where exactly to start, so that if majority knows about it, I don't want to waste time of majority people. But if only few people know about it, then I can literally invest some more times to bring more clarity. Anyone? Okay. Okay. So, you know, I think a lot of people are saying that don't know, never used it. Many know about it, but never used it. So I'm just going to spend 10 minutes on, just to explain the basics of what all these lines are, because the line are very important. And what is this cloud? What this cloud is about, and basically how to use it. So I'm just going to first say what exactly these lines and what are the settings for the indicator. Okay, so well, so first of all, let's talk about the Ichimoku. So the Ichimoku is a technical analysis tool that helps, to identify the trend direction, support and resistance levels for an asset, and it can also generate a potential trading signals. But I would say you just don't want to rely solely based on the trading signals that the Chiku span line is going to give. So I know how many of you guys will be wondering what is the Chiku span line. I'm just going to come on to those levels, but I would say don't rely on this indicator solely for potential trading signal. Use this to identify the trend, the direction of the trend, support and resistance levels, and most importantly, where exactly the cloud is forming, or what would be the next big major reversal levels for the bull or bear. So that is exactly how you should use it. Now, what all indicators do you? What all what all I would say points it has? What all these things do you see on the screen? So I'm just going to take you to the indicator first. So this is the basic indicator. You will find it on from the indicator section. Under inputs, this is the default. This is the default settings. You don't have to do any changes. Okay. So the conversion line length is 9. Conversion line is nothing but your Tenkan Sen. Okay. The baseline length is 26, which is nothing but the Kaizen Sen. Leading span B length is nothing but the Senko span line. And then you have a lagging span. The lagging span is also known as a Chiku span. So I'm just using those technical words the Japanese used to use when they used to play with this Ichimoku, because this is basically the product of Japan and not Americans. So you have conversion line, then you have baseline. The conversion line is nothing but Tenkan Sen. Remember the word Tenkan Sen. The baseline is nothing but the Kaizen Sen, and the lagging span is nothing but Chiku span. The Chiku span is very, very important, and I'm going to talk about it later on as to how do we use Chiku span or the lagging span. Why? Because I don't want to focus on lagging span at the moment. As I mentioned, we don't want to use Ichimoku solely for the purpose of getting trade signals. We want to use it to define the trend as to what exactly in a trend we are, where are the big level of support and resistance is, and what could be the next possible big levels. If we do drop under resistance, what will be the level of bounce for an asset. That's exactly my focus is. Then you have leading span A and leading span B. These leading span A and B act as a resistance and support, which also known as Senko span A and Senko span B. Now, what do you mean by conversion line? The conversion line is blue, remember it. So we're just now going to go to the deep dive into the Ichimoku. So first of all, as you can see on the screen over here, so you have the blue line, the conversion line. The blue line is known as the Tenkan Sen. Remember, for a trend, if you want to see whether the trend is upside or the trend is a downward trend, you want to see that the Tenkan Sen is above the Kaizen Sen. And when the Tenkan Sen is above Kaizen Sen, the asset is in a bullish territory, which means that Even if the asset dumps, it's still bullish because the Kaizen Sen line is above the Tenkan Sen line is above Kaizen Sen. And if the Tenkan Sen line is under Kaizen Sen, which also going to indicate that the price is still bearish. There is no hard-term time frame bullish trend reversal. Okay, let's talk about the cloud. The cloud, you are saying the top of the cloud is known as Senko span A, and the bottom of the cloud over here, as you can see, is known as the Senko span B. This cloud is known for its key support and resistance. The top of the cloud is going to act as the biggest support, and support as the price is up. So this is going to be the first level of support. And in case if you do blue past and fall under this under the cloud, your big level of support is going to be 21,274, which is exactly the lower level Senko span B, lower level of the cloud. That is how you get the support and resistance on the hard-term time frame. Now, these are the very basics. For trend, only use the Kaizen Sen, Tenkan Sen and Kaizen Sen line. For support and resistance is use Senko span A and Senko span Senko span B, which means that you just need to use the cloud. That's it. Now, what is the Chiku span? I think we omit the Chiku span intentionally, as we don't want to focus on the indicator basically to give us an idea. So I'm just going to untag everything. I'm just going to activate the lagging span line and going to change the color a little bit to maybe white. That suits me. And this line, perfect. So this means the line, the Chiku span line, if it is above the price, okay, if the Chiku span line is above the price, means that the asset is bullish. That is literally generating a buy signal. The asset is literally generating a clear buy signal. But I would say again, guys, don't solely depend on this, because even I don't use it. I never rely on the Chiku span. It gives you a lot of false signals. So, but this is just for understanding, to give you as to what exactly the purpose of this line is. When the line is above the price, when it starts calling back above the price, it gives you the buy signal, which means that the asset is going to go pump and pump till it don't come or crosses under the price. It is bullish. The dips are for buying. That's what it says, and vice versa. Even if the price keeps on pumping, but this line is still under the the Chiku span line is under the price, it's clearly telling you that exit the market. This pump is just for selling. It's just going to retrace the whole move. That's how you should play, guys. That is what it tells you. I hope this thing is clear. Now let's talk about the Ichimoku. I'm just going to, because I don't want the lagging, so that's fine. Now let's talk about this on the daily and the weekly levels. So first we're going to discuss about on the weekly levels for the Bitcoin, guys. Well, as you can see here, right now BTC is just entering into the biggest Senko span level B. Senko span B, it's a big resistance. The cloud is red. It's a big resistance. We're just entering into the big resistance cluster, meaning that every time we go into this, the price is definitely going to most likely reject at first instance. We need some more accumulation, and once you have this accumulation, then we can look for a pump up towards $34,000 and $36,000. That's exactly what it says. But the good thing about this cloud is the support, it tells you that your big support is a 2022 POC, because the cloud started calling from those levels, meaning that now the asset is having a support which is lying at March open levels, as you can see here. This March open levels, 23,000 levels, as I mentioned few minutes back, that if we do happen to get our bullish case scenario, March open is going to be the next buy the dip move or the levels in my view. So practically the Senko span line is pointing or is sitting at March opens, tells us that March opens is now our big level of support, because still we are above March opens, we are bull. If you lose that March opens, shit is going to hit the fan and we're going to make the new lows. That's exactly what it means. Now let's have a look at the direction, whether the direction is bullish or bearish. Well, just look at the direction, guys. We had a cross over here. This was the cross that we had, and what happened? We just had a pump, and then we had a retest of the Kaizen Sen. Whenever you get the retest of the Kaizen Sen, when a set has flipped, it's a buy signal. Actually, it's a clean buy, because any retest of Kaizen Sen and the price is holding, we don't close, it's a clean buy. You just long it. Even if you just simply play the trend line, this Kaizen Sen and Tenkan Sen line is going to be acting as not only a trend line but also going to be your either buy the dip levels, or it's going to be the short levels for your next move. So that's exactly how it's going to help you. So this was a very good signal actually, if you look at here. However, now as you can see that we were in the uptrend, the market, the trend is bullish, but now we are slowly and gradually started curling back down. You see, we are curling back down. So right now we are just going flat, as what I can see. Once this start going back down, it start curling down, then you will literally see a big move on the downside, as I mentioned, towards the March open levels, and that's exactly where we will see a bounce again from those levels like this. So practically I think the March open levels overall on the weekly makes a very important levels to my view. Now also from the weekly perspective, the price, one more thing, from the weekly perspective, the price is way above the conversion line. It's way above the conversion line, which means at some point this conversion line will be tested, and when we do happen to get it tested, we're going to definitely see some bounce from those levels. So your next scalp, if you really want to play scalp, 24,200 to 24,100 is going to be your levels for scalp, and your invalidation will be around 23,100, and your take profit targets will be somewhere around 26,000 bucks. That's where the scalp you can play, on the lower term time frame as well. This is how the weekly is going to give you. Let's talk about the daily time frame. Well, as I mentioned, 27,700 is absolutely going to the big level. Why? Because of the daily. The Ichimoku conversion line is at 27,685. So if the BTC price close daily under 27,700, we are definitely going to see a massive opportunity to short it. Just look at this. Whenever the price have started going under these levels, it just had a one more shoot up, and then when it's closed under, accumulate under two consecutive candle closes under the Tenkan Sen, it dumps, it goes straight towards the red line, towards the Kaizen Sen. It not only happens once, but it happens twice. It closes under the Tenkan Sen, and then what happens is the price starts accumulating under, and then the Tenkan Sen acts as a resistance. You short the Tenkan Sen and then let it dump towards a retest of the cloud. So practically, if there are two options, what we can see is you want to see the daily closure. Let's say if we close under the Tenkan Sen line 27,700 today, and tomorrow also we close under 27,700 as well. So Monday and Tuesday we close under 27,700, meaning, or basically I would say Ichimoku conversion line. Then we can see that the conversion line is going to act as a resistance, and that is going to be our next practically short zone towards the target of 25,200, and maybe even to our retest of the guidance and around 24,300. So practically this is exactly where we're going to get our bounce, or maybe the next long for BTC, guys, for scalps. So from those levels we can see maybe a retest of another 10% or around 26k as I mentioned, and then further dump towards March opens. And if this is literally bullish, we're going to reverse from those levels like this, or else we're just going to keep on dumping if we lose the March open. So this is how the Ichimoku is saying 27.7 is the levels you need to keep a mind of. So till we are under 27.7, you need 2 consecutive daily candle close under 27.7, and we are going to be very, very bearish. Okay, so this is what we have for the Ichimoku and the analysis to put a more and more confidence to our elliott waves counts, harmonics. So now I'm just going to add Ichimoku to bring more and more confidence from the strategic, key, SR and trend point of view. I hope it helps you as well to improve your trading. I hope this was clear and you guys learned something. So just give just comment your thoughts if you really understood it, and if you didn't understand it, no worries. I'm going to probably next live stream I'll try to take it go it much deeper actually, probably. So this is what we have a BTC on the higher term time frame. Also, before we go to the lower term time frame, guys, let's have a look at the USD dominance. How many of you guys know that? How many of you guys know and remember the last stream where when I was not well, like yesterday, I took the stream and I mentioned what was the levels that USD dominance flipped that levels, and you literally look for only shorts. You don't look for longs. Anybody can just tell me that level if anybody remember those levels. Yes, we're going to discuss OP once I'm done with the Bitcoin, Ethereum, USD dominance and total chart. Then we're going to take the alts, maybe 1 or 2 alts I'm just going to take. Anybody remember the levels, guys, or I just go with it? Fine. The level was 7.27%. Remember those levels for the USD dominance. Once the USD dominance flips 7.27%, it is going to pump very hard, because remember that this was your breaker, 7.27%, a retest, rejected, made new lows, and then we had a breaker, but breaker without any sort of a accumulation. So we just came back inside and again rejected once, and this is the 4th time we are going to retest this, 4th time. So practically once the 7.27% is flipped, it's absolutely the short for everything. It's short. Now this can be a good opportunity for long as well, guys, because if we do happen to reject here, the price is going to sweep the lows and we're going to make new lows towards 6.11%, which again is going to give us a very interesting long opportunity if we do happen to reject. So just have your eyes on those levels, 7.27, flip, and we literally short. You don't need any trade, just short it with a very tight stop loss. You need a flip guys, no wick. You need a daily closure about this, because this is the daily levels. Till it don't close daily above this, do not try to short anything. Flip you want, not a wick. Now if we do happen to get a rejection at those levels, as I mentioned, we're going to get another bounce on the BTC. We can make higher highs, go towards 29.5, and now that is exactly where my lower term time frame scenario is going to play. So let's look on the lower term time frame scenario for BTC. Well, the BTC has formed a very interesting diamond top. I think I posted this diamond top in chart ideas as well, and I discussed this during the last live as well. This diamond top is very interesting. It's very intriguing if you really ask me. And why it is very intriguing? It's intriguing for the bears, not for the bulls. So practically bears feel that, oh my god, this is the top. This is exactly the diamond top you want. This is the reversal sign. We need to literally short the whole market. Just short the whole market. But what might literally happen is you can, as you can see, you have two fib levels, 1 to 72 and 1.38, and you have 0.382 negative fib. So these are the two levels. What might actually happen is, as you can see, this move is 1, 2, 3, flash dump 4, and you have one more squeeze down towards 1 to 72, which is going to be around 25,960 to $25,713 levels. If we do happen to hold these levels, we can literally look for a squeeze up towards $29,750. Trust me. And this is literally going to kill everyone. It's just going to take everyone out of the game. And many people will lost their sight as to what exactly is happening to the BTC. It's not dumping. Every dip is for buying. That's exactly where the bigger distribution pattern comes into the play. Okay. So the first levels you would want to long is around 25,960, 25,700. If we lose 25,700, even on 1 4-hour candle closure, close the long, book your losses, whatever the loss you're going to have. It's going to be very small loss because the gap from 25,960 to 25,700 is just $200, and you also have strong support at 25,300. So we're not going to literally dump 20 or break 25,300 in one go, but yes, we're going to bounce from 25,300 and we're going to retest 26,500 from those levels, which is going to give you a leverage or upper hand to hold your longs. So practically this is the LTF case that we might be probably having or looking for. And why I am saying this kind of thing might happen, because wave 2, the wave that we saw on the upside is not wave 2, guys. It's wave B. Wave 2 can never go past 786 Fibonacci levels. This wave literally went to 0.94 Fibonacci levels. I mean, this is clearly wave B, guys. Clearly, in my view, it's wave B, and we are most likely doing wave C, which means wave 1, 2, and this is going to be your wave 3, a small wave 4, and wave 5 towards 25,960 to 25,700. Can even go to 25,300 in the worst case scenario, but that's it. You need to just hold on to your longs. I'm telling you, 25,700 is the levels. If it loses on 4 hours, 2 consecutive 4-hour candle closes under 25,700, and you literally have to close your longs. However, that is still going to be very risky. Why? Because still 25,300 is very close to 25,700. We might see some new accumulation on 25,300 and a reversal. So practically, I would say just have your longs at those levels. Even if you want to play a scalp, play it. This is a very interesting setup, guys. You just manage your risk, okay? Now, this is the levels and time frame scenario that I have for BTC. Now, what will be the biggest bear case scenario? If it loses the February highs, once it loses the February highs, we literally going to go towards the March opens. That is where we're going to get our next short from 25,300 to $23,000. That is literally going to be $2,100 move. So if you miss one, fine. Don't worry, you're not going to miss the another one. So practically, this is how you should play actually, with the confirmation rather than just speculation. So this is what the lower term time frame scenario I have for Bitcoin on lower term time frame. Similarly for ETH, one more thing I would like to tell you for ETH is this is the wave count that I have. This is some sort of a W, X, A, B, C, Y. That is A, and then you have A, B, C, or it's going to be some sort of A, B, and C, which is wave B, irregular flat, and then you have wave 1. We already got irregular flat for wave 2 here, and now we are going wave 3. So I'm expecting a diagonal, and most likely going to be 1640 is going to be the levels for me for ETH to long. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the lower term time frame view for ETH, similar to what we have for Bitcoin. So I think if this ABC literally plays out, because this is your range highs and that is your range lows, if this ABC have to play out, we need to hold above 1640. 1640 is going to be your hard invalidation. Any 4-hour candle closes under 1640, and that's it. The whole move is invalidated. So which means that what we are thinking, that the move was some sort of a, the move down was some sort of a ABC. Instead, it would be a very clean 1 2 3 4 5 bearish impulse, pump up, and then further dump. Practically, this is not going to be ABC then, and this is how it is going. It is going to be some sort of a retest around 1789, and then further dump like this, meaning that this move is simply going to be A, B, or maybe WXY. That's a correction for wave 4 or something for wave 4, and this was an impulsive move for the wave 5, a truncated wave 5, and this is how the top for the ETH is going to then be. So practically you have bear case and bull case both. This is the bear case scenario that we have. The bull case scenario is we blew past, reclaim these levels, and we go up like this towards $1,900, which is going to be my last level for ETH, and that is going to be absolutely the short levels. That's perfectly aligned with my harmonic that I have. So this is what we have for ETH, BTC on the higher term time frame, lower term time frame. Now let's have a look at the total as well. Total, guys, as I mentioned, that the upper resistance that we have is nothing but your premium zone, and the bottom support that we have is nothing but your discount zone. So we already tested the premium zone, ladies and gentlemen. However, we still yet to form any sort of a deviation, a clean big deviation. So hence, total, till we are above 1.08 trillion, I think total, if we are holding 1.08 trillion, we can have one more push on the upside towards 1.214 trillion dollar. So which means that the plan for BTC can literally play out, that a fake trap that we're going to do another 12% move on the upside, guys, and you don't want to miss this 12% move. So even if you risk like 1% or 2%, this is going to give you a 12 hour or 11-hour setup. Amazing. So practically that's what we are saying, that this can be a big trap for the bears. The bears are going to get trapped around 25,960, 25,700, and woof, it's just going to skyrocket towards 29,746. That's exactly what the total chart also tells me. 1.08 trillion is the levels where you just need to hold those levels, guys. Now let's have a look at the dollar index. Dollar index, as I mentioned, the dollar index, this is the move that I'm expecting for the dollar index. On the lower term time frame, we might sweep one more time towards 886, 101.4. I'm not sure of that move, but definitely what I see is that we are literally going to reverse from my zone. So this is my reversal zone, guys. Any wick, any touch of this level is going to be a reversal. As you can see, we already bounced on the first touch of 786, and this is, if you do happen to get one more move down, that's going to be your second touch, and we're literally going to reverse from those levels, guys. So practically, I think the dollar index is most likely going to have a move on the upside towards 110.6 to 111.74. It is coming. Just brace yourself. Maybe just give some time, maybe another 5-6 days, but this move is coming. Okay, inshallah, for dollar index as well. Litecoin is what I'm looking for short. What I think is for the Litecoin is this move was some sort of a 5 waves, and this is A, B, and I think Litecoin might do one more push up like this towards $100, and from there we're going to most likely look for shorts towards $54 for the Litecoin. So practically my idea for Litecoin is this. I've already given the limits for the shorts. The stop loss is in place, very tight stop loss. So just play fair. Don't go overboard with the shorts. Play with the proper risk management. Okay. Now I'm done with my analysis, guys. Just going to see one chart. One of my the signature property have requested, which is going to be the OP USDT perhaps. So OP, I think few days back when I mentioned that OP was very bull, and the dips were for buying around somewhere to the close of 1.8 to 1.85 levels. But as you can see, I posted my analysis on OP few days back when I mentioned that OP is doing a big bearish impulsive move on the downside. So be aware of that move, and it is just going to do that. So practically, I think OP is most likely in the wave 3. You're going to see some bounce and probably a retest of 2.22 for the OP forms a small accumulation, or maybe it can go for irregular flat as well, as many asset tends to do. But 1.9 is the absolute big level of support for OB, 1.9029. So practically we are at 786. I would like to see a bounce from those levels, a bounce towards 2.12 and maybe even to 2.22, reject one more move down towards 1.9. That is going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 ABC completion, wave 2 completion, and that is going to be 1, 2 and a big impulsive move on the upside. Why? Because I'm saying this sort of a thing for OP is because OP has formed a very interesting harmonic. Let me show you. Let me just select the magnet. And 94 is fine. We're going to look for 886. Over here. Oh shit. Oh. And let me see what harmonic is this. Just need to check it if the range is perfect or not. So what do we have here? It's 572, which is close to this is more interestingly looks like a bullish bat, because it literally went to above 886. So the bullish bat makes more sense to me at this point. But as I mentioned, we can also go for a bullish grab. Bullish grab is also likely if we lose 1.9. So your 1.9 is going to be, your a very big and the last level of support for OP. Okay, but this is how I see OP should be doing something like this. Lose 1.9 and simply don't look for longs. You can literally exit your longs on the bounce, and then you probably should wait for it to reclaim 1.9. Let's have the last chart of for today, which is going to be, in my view, Matic. So Matic, as this is absolutely going to be the last chart, my guys. So Matic, as you can see here, the plan for the high term time frame Matic was that we reject from 1.3 and maybe even 1.6, and we go down towards 0.9345, and that 9345 is going to give you a big bounce, guys. And that's exactly what it did. So right now we have the levels. So let me just delete simply those. Perfect. As you can see here, 0.909355 or 936 is your big levels for Matic. And as you can see, you already got a move on the downside here, a very flash dump kind of a thing. And what kind of a retracement did we got? It's almost close to 0.5, which is like an equilibrium of the range. Yeah, perfect 0.5. So practically, what is this move for the Matic? This can be an expanding diagonal. Actually, that's the only thing that comes to my mind. It can be an interesting expanding diagonal. like a fan, you see. So practically this can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is like a fifth wave, or this can be ABC irregular flat. For now, what I see for Matic is I would like a retest of this. Practically, I would like to see a retest. And if we do hold these levels, yes, we can have a bounce towards 618 one more time, or maybe 1.31 to 1.34. Reject from those levels, we're going to go down, not only sweep the low 65 cents, but we're going to go to 50 cents. However, flip 1.3 and we can break and go towards 1.71. So just play the levels, just play the levels that I would like to say for Matic. Gold, for the gold, I would say we are right now on the daily. We are the support of a Tenkan Sen line from the Ichimoku cloud perspective. So we are the support. Once 1947 dollar level of gold is lost, then it's going to be a big major dump for the gold, which is going to take it towards 1878 probably. So till we are above 1947, till we don't close 1947 on the daily, under 1947 on the daily, we are safe, and gold is safe in my view. But once we start closing under 1947 on the daily, 2 consecutive close under it, and khalas, gold is going to be top. And the way the last time it dumped, once we close under the Tenkan Sen line, it just dumped and retested the cloud. Similar kind of a move we can expect and retest the cloud to be somewhere around 1874. But nevertheless, we will see some sort of a bounce around 1906 as well. That is going to be a first level of bounce for the gold, even if it will be a small bounce and then further dump. But yes, that is going to be the bounce. You can play scalp at those levels, guys. So that's all. If you'd like to support my work, do trade on Bybit, guys. Create an account, trade on Bybit, support it right away, do it. And you can follow me on Twitter for more updates. Thank you so much. Have a nice night and take care of yourself. I'll see you in the noon tomorrow, because in the morning it feels I go for prayers and then I sleep in the morning after coming from prayers. So I get up around 11:30 and then again go for the prayer in the noon, and then once I come back, I will go. I will be available for the Discord. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Good night.